Welcome to our show host series. I'm literally sitting in a storage room today, and it's because I love to give you different environments and open your mind to where you can record. I want to talk to you today about some of the current May 2024 notes I'm taking about how to use AI in media production, podcast creation, etc. And part of the reason that I'm coming to you in a non-soundproofed, somewhat noisy, storage roomy space in our office space, Kiln Co-working, is because I want to remind you that very quickly coming down the pike are big changes in how we produce, create, edit, publish media, and that a lot of the technicalities that sort of ruled the game for YouTube and podcasting, online, digital media that kind of anyone can make, those are changing really fast because the AI technology that's being developed right now, some of it's already out and is like good, not great, and some of it's about to come out and some of it will come out in 6 months or a year. It's becoming so good and so useful that we'll be able to probably record any kind of content anywhere and in post-production just magically clean it all up. And that doesn't mean you won't still be thoughtful about the environments you record in and audio quality, of course. But I was just at a conference this week about AI for business owners and just kind of current up-to-date, where we're at and how good the technology is and where AI is still needing to be trained and kind of beta, software coming out that's useful for media creators. And one of the things that I just kept thinking about with every new presentation was one of the big opportunities to use artificial intelligence in media production is to take away a lot of the tedious, menial work that has kind of been a hallmark of working in media production for decades. And instead of just saying we're making everything cheap and fast and who cares about quality, production teams, show hosts will be able to actually spend way more time thinking about the quality of what they're saying or conversing, the type of content, the audience they're speaking to. They'll just be able to spend a lot more brain and creative power on making really good original content, like what you actually say, the thoughts you have, the conversations, the humor, the way you teach or articulate your message. We'll be able to spend way more time thinking about that, which of course is always the most interesting, and way less time worrying about all the ticky-tack of, did this file get recorded in the right format with the perfect audio and syncing the video and the audio and getting the background to look just right. Soon it won't even matter what background, I was recording in front of. You can just cut me out and pop me in front of whatever background. And that's not to be deceptive. That's just to shift the focus of a lot of media that's created. Obviously, there will always be a place for the bespoke, beautiful, high-touch, in-person, analog, if you will. But the vast majority of what we'll be making soon, I don't want you to think of as cheap and dumb. I want you to think of it as like your brain power. How can you shift how you think about the media you're making and spend way less time worrying about the tools and way more time thinking about what you actually want to say and who you're saying it and why you're saying it, and is there a journey you're taking someone on? Is there a methodology that has a framework that's most effective to teach someone the content? Is there a certain type of person to have the conversation with that will help the most people? This can kind of apply to any type of media, but obviously we talk about podcasting and YouTube shows and things of that nature on this channel. And so that's a lot of what I think about when I brush up to date on where AI is taking us, what doors it's opening. It just so often in real time, we can see that instead of having your editing team spend so many hours, transcribing your show into a different language, AI can now just let you actually speak in another language and your lips can move in the right way for the new language. There's a whole other conversation to have about, digital avatars and licensing and permissions and abuse and things like that. And I'm not diving into that today, even though it's very relevant and important. I more want you to be thinking about, as a show host, if you have a dream scenario, like a set of content, an interview series, a limited edition of a certain, topic you want to dive into, but you felt like we just don't have the bandwidth to get to that, and it would be so cool if we did. Well, I want you to really start thinking more and more and more about that kind of series and the topics and the conversations your audience wants you to be sharing with them, and start to think what would we really focus on if bandwidth wasn't an issue? Because one of the big promises of AI is that it will, make us superhuman, and that we have way more bandwidth because AI can do menial tasks so quickly, take so much off of our plate that was like not creative work. And so often in my line of work, when I'm working with humans, the big limiting factor in what we can make is their bandwidth, right? Energy, time, brain power. So if we knew that our ability to do all the menial work was going to become supercharged in the very near future, what would we spend our time making? Sometimes it's easy to get caught, I know you might resonate with this, in a bad habit of just making what's easy and cheap and repeatable and formulaic because you're so tired and burned out and have so much on your plate. And content creators feel all this pressure to create so much content. But if AI allows you to literally take away the bandwidth issues, and with the click of a few buttons, like, the content will be made, what do you really want to make? What do you really want to say? What do you really want to share? What's worth your time and brain power? So that's the kind of mindset shift I wanted to share with you today. And I just sat down in our storage room for our gear at our office space because it really will matter very much less in the near future where you're recording and what it looks like in the raw, because what very soon we'll be able to do using AI, at a high quality level, I wouldn't say it's quite there yet, but it's getting there quickly, is to take away the bandwidth issues and actually deliver exactly what you want to say. So it's way more important to focus and learn and think about what you want to say and how you want to say it than the ticky-tack and the time and the energy. That's my message for today. So obviously subscribe to our series on the channel. We post videos every week to help show hosts make better media and really think responsibly and sustainably about making media that's full of worth. That's our name, Worthful Media. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.